Hello again, I'm back and let's do more business. The Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, has dispelled claims that the recent reduction in benchmark prices at the port will affect local manufacturers. President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obin, tells Joy Business the influx of imported goods on the market is purely a demand and supply issue. Charles Arte has details in the following report.
Following new port charges on imports, duties on general goods have been slashed by 50%, with vehicles attracting 30% reduction. This news has been largely welcomed by the business community, especially importers. But not all are excited by this development. Some local manufacturers argue the new arrangement will result in high importation, which could possibly collapse the local manufacturing industry. President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obin, disagrees.
The benchmark values, as is going to be discounted for, doesn't limit it to foreign goods only, but raw materials as well. Already, the duties for raw materials is very small, and then you have your raw material input also discounted. It means that you have the leverage to pass on the benefit by way of reducing your price. Theirs has been the fact that they are not being competitive. Theirs has been the fact that they cannot even give us credit lines.
He said local importers will purchase locally manufactured products with good standards.
If your price is not good, probably your quality is also not good, and you expect people to come to you. The consumption pattern of the Ghanaian is changed. They have a choice as we are growing into the middle income economy. So nobody can restrict. And importation is not only limited to Ghana. Even in Europe, they do more importation. US do more importation and all that. So it will be with us because we are in a global economy. What probably we can do, what I've noticed, is the fact that we don't know what we have competitive edge over the other countries. That's what we have to dwell in.
In 2018, Ghana imported 13 billion cedis, making it the 81st largest importer in the world. During the last 5 years, the imports of Ghana have decreased at an annualized rate from 15.7 billion cedis in 2012 to 13.2 billion cedis in 2018. The most recent imports are led by cars, which represent 5.99% of the total imports of Ghana, followed by delivery trucks, which account for 3.34%.
Meanwhile, tax consultant Abdullah Ali Nyachian has dismissed assertions that the 30% benchmark value reduction on imported vehicles will affect government revenue. He argued that the impact will be less since the policy does not affect all imported products. He made the comment at the Tax and Good Governance Forum in Accra.
The Tax and Governance Forum is a campaign launched by the Ghana Revenue Authority to sensitize the public about the need to file income taxes to support government revenue mobilization. Many people have argued that the reduction in benchmark value of 50% will have negative impact on revenue generation for the government after its implementation. However, speaking after a panel discussion, tax consultant Abdullah Ali Nyachian disagrees.
If it's across board, it will impact.
Because it's not across board.
You see, the idea that some will bring up is that, well, if it cuts across board and it impacts on the revenue raise, it will be made up through competitiveness, a lot of importers coming through, so that all the landlord countries, let's say Burkina, Mali, Niger, who may otherwise have gone to Cote d'Ivoire or Togo, will decide to come and use Ghana's port because of the lowering. And in so doing, we expect that volumes would increase and make up for the reduction in the benchmark value. So in total, it can even go to higher revenues, depending on if this works. Because if you listen to the Vice President, he indicated that they are coming with this from research on competitiveness with other countries' ports. So if that works to our favor, then it shouldn't go to a decline in revenue.
Acting Assistant Commissioner and Head of Customs Technical Services Bureau, Julius Kantum, has been advising importers to be loyal during goods declaration to avoid delays.
I told you that the basic thing is that if you do not, in terms of customs, if you do not make a true and accurate declaration in respect of your goods, description, quantity, value, Then along the chain, you would have what we call offense reports being raised in respect of your cargo. So it means that instead of you being able to go through the process in one swoop, there are hitches all along the line. And then, of course, that creates delay. Now we're trying to manage the compliance process in such a way that if you are a trusted trader, you may get faster clearance. And that is something in the works that we are trying to develop.
Okay.
And that is
Chief Revenue Officer and Head of Kaswa Small Taxpayer Office, Vivian Shika Omolumo, urged revenue officers to fast-track tax payment processes to avoid delay in the various GRA offices.
As managers, you can liaise with your colleague manager, get the details pertaining to this taxpayer. But you can also go on the system if the tin has been captured and that those details are there to see for yourself. You can see everything concerning the taxpayers' transactions on trips, and so that we do not cause any further delays to the taxpayers. Well, time is of the essence. We should ensure that the turnaround time in our offices are reduced.
The Commission used the occasion to call on all taxpayers to file their returns using the recently launched online platform or file at the offices of the Domestic Tax Division. Ebenezer Sabute's report for Joy Business.
So far we've had diverse opinions on the impact of the current port reforms on GRA's revenue, and so we'll be exploring all these angles in our subsequent bulletins. Let's do other stories now. An international business leader, Lucy Quist, is urging women to step up and push for Ghana's development despite the challenges they face in society. She made these comments at the second day of the She Summit organized by Glitz Africa in Accra.
Perception. The fact that they think that you can't juggle the needs of your family, your role as a primary caregiver with your career. And I think sometimes we all admit we can't get away from this societal perception.
Several challenges that young women commonly face when climbing up the business ladder were up for discussion. Some top women personalities from both the corporate business and entrepreneurship sectors led the discussion, while the participants also took part by posing diverse questions. Touching on women's role in development, international business leader Lucy Quist urged them to look beyond their capabilities as women and discover their power as individuals.
So don't diminish who you are, the things you can do, the things you can bring to the table without a big title and a big name and something attached to you. Don't put it away. Don't say that because I haven't achieved X, I cannot express Y. All the things that you are will help you achieve those positions and those titles and those wonderful things you want to achieve in your life, by all means. But the power you have inside of you is here right now. The power to influence within the circle of the people that you meet every single day is here right now.
Renowned entrepreneur Akosia Denta Moateng also advised young ladies against perceiving entrepreneurship as an escape route from the challenges in the corporate world.
It's not every single man that will try and take advantage of you, or you can't grow in that position. Maybe you just have to leave that organization to go to another one. And you never know, that boss there, you might be able to grow. There's a lot of women that are very in high positions in corporate institutions. But if it is entrepreneurship that you want to go into, again, that's the space that you have to make sure that you are ready to fill, because there's a lot of challenges. You're your own boss.
Some participants share thoughts on some lessons picked up from the summit.
Today has been very inspiring. I've met women that you usually can't approach on a normal day and talk to, but then I've had the opportunity to talk to them about your difficulties that you encounter as a woman in your daily life.
Doing what you love. Basically, that's it. Like just being yourself and doing what you really and truly love to do. Yeah.
The She Summit forms part of the 3-day event to mark the Ghana Women of the Year Honours 2019, which will be climaxed with an award ceremony on Saturday at the Labadi Beach Hotel. For Joy Business, Karen Dodu.
Let's hit the commodity market, and crude oil sold at $71.51 a barrel. Gold, on the other hand, traded at $1,291.47 an ounce. The commodity news is next. that's all for business with me, Sandra S. Namap. Do have a great weekend, and sports is next with Gary Al Smith. You can also check our website for all the news updates, myjoyonline.com/business.